Dahlia, and I'm your host for Confidence Culture, Diverse Narratives on the Silent Superpower. For our first episode, we're joined by HopStair CEO, Nadine Pfeifer, to tell us a little bit about the company and what we're doing here on the podcast. Nadine, can you tell us a little bit about what HopStair is?
Yeah, sure. Very excited about this new podcast. So really what we're looking to achieve here is to feature um, really cool, interesting individuals with preferably like quite unique life stories because a key part of being a confident person is to really, pave your own path in life and to own or to develop to own your own blueprint, which might look very different to what society tells us as to how we should live our lives. And so that's really what we're going for, is to show a diversity of individuals across different cultures, because confidence does have different narratives and connotations across different cultures, but also show different and diverse life stories to yeah to really give a contrast to the narratives that we tend to see. HopStair itself is a confidence building company, really. It's an umbrella term at this point concerning an app, a life coach in your pocket that we're developing that people can already use. But we also do a lot of coaching one-to-one or in groups to help organizations, individuals to build confidence, or through speaking to even raise awareness and to educate on confidence.
Amazing. Thanks so much. And can you tell me why does HopStair decide to focus on confidence of all things? What does a lack of confidence translate into in people's lives?
Yeah, I'll use two analogies. One that I often use is sort of the analogy of a tree. And when we look at a tree, we stand in front of a tree. What we don't see is a root system, right? But the root system, there's a saying that a tree has to grow into the sky and into the ground. But what we tend to only admire is the crown, the trunk and the crown, because that's what we can see. We don't know how vast or big or what the roots really look like. But we know that without it, the tree will die. And humans have the same anchor, which is confidence, because we all know on a bad day when we don't feel confident, when we feel very insecure, we feel we can't do things, we think the world hates us, everything is bad, we just feel a bit depressed. On the upside, if we're very confident, anything is possible. It doesn't really matter what it is. We may have never done a new skill and we try it, and we just have fun trying something new out. Like, everything is possible. So it's that difference. And if we are that resilient and so able to validate who we are as a person, our value from within ourselves, decreasing the reliance on the external, the more resilient we are, the better and sustainably better our mental health is. And I forgot the second analogy, so let's leave it at that.
Sounds good. That was a great analogy. Thanks so much. And you mentioned that we have an app at HopStair. Could you maybe go into a little bit more about what the app is and just kind of outside of our podcast, if people want to access more materials, what can they access from HopStair?
Yeah, definitely. So our app, like I mentioned, is a bit of a life coach in your pocket concept. The idea is that life coaching is a really effective tool to help build confidence, because coaching at its very purest level is a question-driven methodology. So effectively, the coach doesn't tell the coachee what's up or how the coachee should live their lives, but it's very much the coach prompting the coachee with questions. And that's usually a level of reflective space that we tend to not get as individuals on a regular basis. But what that does is to help us develop a lot of light bulbs, a lot of epiphanies, and helps us illuminate those sides of ourselves that we didn't know, or we couldn't quite grasp, or we couldn't quite connect the dots. And what each of those epiphanies, that additional knowledge that we gain about ourselves, what that does is, to help us build confidence. Why? Because knowledge is power, and the more we understand what drives us, let's take an example of you're very anxious in social settings, and if you really ask yourself why that is, like, but ask yourself that 10-20 times. So why are you afraid to go to this social event? Because of such and such. Why is that? Because of such and such. Why is that? So that kind of introspection is a key part of what the app does. And the more you get to I call it peel back the onion. The more you get to that center of the onion, the more you know how you tick, and the more you can really identify self-limiting beliefs and really identify some of the root causes that may shape us till today, and therefore are holding us back. Because say, for example, someone in high school told you look fat, that you may not be aware that that still lingers somewhere in your subconscious, and might mean that you're not wearing your favorite dresses even though you love wearing dresses, and instead you might be hiding yourself. So it's all these sorts of self-limiting beliefs that coaching can help uncover. So we wanted to make it accessible as a technique, with a focus on confidence building within an app. So like I say, there's lots of introspection, little exercises, micro, so that you can really fit them in the next hour or two, but also tools that can help you, kind of like, yeah, well, like a toolbox that help you in different situations or different moods, that are a bit more immediate, because obviously confidence building takes time. It's a form of behavior change, whereas tools we offer can serve you right now and make little things, little and big things easier in, like, right now, immediately. So that's that. And then over time we'll add things like, a community, so anonymously you can share the journey or exchange tips and tricks with others that are on the same journey. We already offer, but we'll integrate more formally in the app, sort of a coach marketplace where you can technically also get individual coaching yourself. So yeah, that's just some of the stuff we do.
Cool. Sounds great. And just to give a little preview of what's to go on this podcast, we have some exciting guests joining us the next coming weeks from all around the world with really unique confidence stories, and we can't wait to share them with you. So stay tuned.